me, Renee. I'm back. Today, I've got a recommendation with you for you guys. This, as always, you can use this whenever, but it's meant to help you make your TBR for the hilarious readathon, which is coming in January. Just few months, few weeks now. I thought first to do once a week, but then I thought, yeah, I have more than once a week videos for this. And so, yeah. Also, heads up, I might do some recommendation videos in the beginning of January. Because I'm not sure how many videos I'll be making at the latter part of December. Never say never, because sometimes I say, I won't be making any more. And then, here are videos. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make all the videos I've planned or thought of doing. But at least, here I am, doing at least one. And I'll at least do until the 24th, which is closer to when. Well, you'll see in this 2 days before 24th. Anywho, if you want some recommendations for middle grade funny books for Hill, here are your choices. Not that you have to read these books, but yeah, you know. So we have the Murder Most Unladylike by Robin Stevens. Why did I say Robin Wells? Ah, yeah, because it's the Wells and Wong murder. Yeah, it's called the Wells and Wong or the Murder Most Unladylike. So yeah, I'm gonna mix those up. So this is a middle grade mystery set in the 1930s in England. Well, some of the books does not take place in England. Some of them do. And yeah, they're all most of them are locked room mysteries or this person wasn't accidentally killed, and then no, they weren't accidentally killed. It was poison, or yeah, it's very if you like Agatha Christie, it's kind of diverse vibe, but it's with teens, and yeah. In addition to having great plots, it's also always funny. So yeah, check out this one series. Then we have, if you want to do, this one also would work for both middle grade and historical because it's set in historical period. So if you want to do several prompts. Then you have Horrible Histories, which is a famous British concept where they have they make funny historical skits and songs, and then it's catered towards kids. This is a book based around that. It's all about the Second World War. So again, if you want non-fiction, if you want non-fiction and historical, you can use this one, 2 for 1. And then you have Charlie Hernandez and the League of Shadows. This is the first in the series. It's the author is person of color, so you have that crossed off, and it's also fantasy. So yeah, several things there. I know that one prompt I have is continue a series. In case you have read the first book, maybe you have, people haven't, but if you have, the last book in that series is coming out next year. Though I don't think it's coming out in January. Anyway, you could maybe continue with this series if you haven't continued it. I haven't read the 4th book, so yeah. And I just realized that the 5th book is the last one, so the last one is coming out next year. It's a bit sad. But yeah, this series, or this book, very, very good. And then you have another non-fiction choice, which is Impossible Things. Unbelievable answers to the world's weirdest questions. This is kind of Dan Schreiber's adult book, but for kids. It's kind of very much the same stories, but it has more pictures in it, and it's a delight. So it has non-fiction, but also it's very delightful and very funny. And yeah, I feel that would be that. I suppose. Could it count as? Do I have a standalone prompt? I'm not sure if I did do that one. But I suppose, do you count non-fiction books as standalones? I suppose you could sometimes do non-fiction series because it could be several about a topic. Anyway, yeah, it's non-fiction at least and funny. It's definitely funny. So, yeah. And yeah, it's meant for middle graders. All these books are meant for middle graders, and they have other things in addition. And then you have The Sorcerer's Secrets, or The Gods of Manhattan series by Scott Meebus. Fantasy, funny fantasy. And did I have a retelling prompt? I don't think I did. But yeah, it is very good for that one, really. I love it. So, yeah, here for that. Then we have a Wells or Murder Most Unlaylac mini mystery. So if you, yeah, I know I have prompt that's a book under 200 pages or story under 200 pages. It's still a book. So yeah. This is 150. So we'll up for that. Also historical. Then we have Gail Carriger's Etiquette in Espionage. This is middle grade. Well, sorry, I keep on saying that. It's sparks and it's historical. I mean, it's historical steampunk, so it's not factual historical. That was any non-fiction fiction book is not factual historical, but yeah, I would still like if you want to read historical, but you usually read fantasy. I would say check out a steampunk book, for example, this one, and you're good to go. That one still counts, at least in my mind. So yeah, this is an amazing series. Maybe I'll do a reread of it myself. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I know I haven't said like if we're doing a group read for the month. I haven't really thought of doing that. Do you want to do like a book that everyone does? Because there are, as I said, there are some books that could work for a lot of prompts and stuff. I don't know. Do you want to do that? Tell me if you do. And then we have Nick Blake and the Remarkables, which is the first in this series. The author is a person of color. It's fantasy, and it's definitely funny. And yeah, middle grade. So yeah, several things here. And then we have A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, which I suppose maybe this one feels like maybe it's a bit more like old ages. I wouldn't say it's particularly middle grade, but it's not particularly adult. I would say it's more kind of like a all ages book. And then you could say, Renee, what is an all ages book? Well, I don't know if you know this, but I went to library school some years ago, and then we learned that there's different age limits, and there are some books that are some books are middle grade books, some books are YA books, and some books are all ages books. I feel like all ages group books are books where the age of the characters aren't really that important. It's more of the plot line that's important. Like, I feel like if a book is about someone getting divorced in their 40s, then like it's kind of midlife crisis book. Then it's kind of important how old the people are. If a book is about starting a new school and you're 14, then the age is important. If a book is about saving the world, the age is not that important. And yeah, I would say this is kind of more all ages group book. But you feel free to argue with me. You could do that if you want. But anyway, it's a funny book, fantasy. And also, I would say it's a funny title. The Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. I mean, defensive and baking. That's just so quirky and funny. And also, I would say actually, I would say it's a funny cover because you have an angry Joe guy on the cover. Yeah, it works for a lot of prompts, this one. And then we have, of course, Skullduggery Pleasant, here represented by one of the compilation of the story of their short stories. But yeah, Skullduggery Pleasant. All of these books, I would say, pick up any Skullduggery Pleasant book, and you will have a good time. You will laugh so much. You honestly, I would say, read this book not without water by your side, because if you do that, you might choke because you'll just laugh so much reading this. It's also fantasy, and yeah, that's those two really. But yeah, and then we have The Clockwork Scarab by Colleen Gleason. And this is funny fantasy, and it's historical. I will also say it's steampunk, so yeah, historical in that way. And yeah, again, I don't have my prompts here written, but I suppose this was kind of mainly to like give some middle grade ideas, and then there's always some other things there. So, and also, I suppose I don't know if this is new to me offer. Maybe this, and then that would be this book as well. So, yeah. And then we have the Arusha series, here represented by my Norwegian copy. I still haven't gotten the first book in English because I haven't done that yet. Might try to find a cool copy of that, but yeah. And yeah, Arusha series, definitely very funny. The author is person of color, and it's fantasy, so works on so many levels. Then we have Time Villains by Victor Pinheiro. Author is person of color, and yeah, very, very funny series. It's a duology. I suppose you could read both of them. Don't I have binge series? I think we may do that. Anyway, yeah. And last but not least, we have The Hat Makers by Tamsin Merchant. This is just, it's pure gold. It's amazing. But it's also several things. It's fantasy, it's historical, and oh so funny. So very, very funny. So yeah, did I have a prompt where you would read a book by a comedian? No, sorry. Tamsin Merchant is usually an actress. I'm not sure she's usually a comedian. And I think I did well like a biography by a comedian. And I suppose also like if you pick up a book by a comedian, because I feel like more and more comedians nowadays are also writing books. And if you do that, like I suppose you can pick up a funny book that's not prompt based, but still a book you want to read. So it's not like you have to follow the prompts. So yeah, this book also, yeah, just it changed my life. I got it from the library, but I'm gonna have to buy myself a copy because it's amazing. And that's it for this recommendation video. I hope you got some ideas and some tips. And I suppose if you have some recommendations yourself for funny middle grade, please give me your please give me your ideas in the comments. And I'll see you soon. Bye.